Hello everybody, it is Christine. It is time for Iron Crafters. This month's ingredient is either a 6x6 pad or a 6x8 pad, or technically Tara said we could use scraps, but the idea is of course you don't use full 12x12s except for your background. And actually I should have just went ahead and I got this one piece of white cardstock here, so this works out perfectly. So I have this sitting here, and then I actually got this, I think I got this off of Peachy Cheap sometime back, and I haven't even opened it, you guys. Look, I still got the tapes on it. It's a Fancy Pants Unique, and I thought the colors were so pretty. Let me see. Hang on, I should open it. And I don't even know how old this is. Let me see. 2023. So it's a year old, I guess, the layout or the collection. If you don't know about Peachy Cheap, I've mentioned it before. It's peachycheap.com. In no way am I affiliated in or whatever, but basically it's a daily deal. You know, you can get signed up for their emails, and sometimes I'm interested and sometimes I'm not. This one happened to be one I was interested in. So anyway, look at this gorgeous paper. So you got all these 6x8s, multiples of the patterns. There's kind of this purpley gold, pink. Look at those peacocks, you guys. That's really pretty. I like the floral. So anyway, we've got options when it comes to, and this is really pretty here. What does this say? Oh, it looks like it's a letter. Caroline, love you. Tears from Pursuit. It's like a letter. I like the words. So I got that, and then what I've got also is there were some ephemera pieces. So there's like little journaling cards, and then there's all these little like girl and stuff like that, which is really neat because the pictures I pulled out, oh, and I got some sequins. Look at those pretty things. And the pictures I pulled out is a couple of my daughter's senior pictures, actually, because I thought it would be pretty with this palette to use like a black and white. Isn't that gorgeous? So what I need to do is figure out, honestly, I think I'm just going to I think I'm going to go horizontal maybe. Let me see. I kind of want to stick with this. I want something, I really love this. Maybe I won't go horizontal because I really love this peacock paper. I could do a peacock paper, and I like that floral. Ooh, look at the peacock here. Ah, how gorgeous. I can like do something here maybe. And then what if I do something like that? I may have to do something here. I'm afraid laying that on top of that's going to get lost. Shoot. I really like that too. I could go with something darker. One of these, this other floral that was darker. And I can cut it because I'll have this. I can cut like a little 1-inch strip here and create a bit of a border. Okay. And I'm deciding if I don't think I want to, I kind of want to mat this. But then they're curled. So is that going to be an issue? I don't know. I'm about to play with this just a second. Okay, let me do that. Let me get on here. Let me do some trimming here. And, ooh, that's pretty. Because I want to make this match. So I could probably overlap these like this. Not overlap, but make these match in the middle. Let's see. These are 6x6, right? So, oh, that's kind of pretty there. No, I still want to do this. So if I take off like 2 inches off each side, I'll have a 4x4. And then to trim this. Okay, because I think if I come this direction, well, I'll have 6 inches. But is that going to be enough? Maybe I do that. And then this can come across. Okay, let me think, and I'll be back on in just a second. Okay, so I've decided to go ahead and go vertical with these. I kind of debated, as I mentioned in the previous little bit there, that I was nattering on, that maybe I go horizontal, but I decided to go ahead and go vertical. I think it just looks a little better with the orientation of these papers. So I've cut them down to 4 inches wide. It's a 6x8 paper, so I cut 2 inch strips off the sides, basically. And I'm going to put these together, and then I'm going to take the darker floral here, and I've cut it down already to 2-inch wide strips, and I'm going to cut them down to 6-inch tall, and I'm going to do I'm going to back them up to each other. Honestly, the photos basically hide the seams, but they're close enough anyways. If if one happened to peek at it, it wouldn't be that big a deal. But so I have scuffed the edges also of the tops and sides of the peacock papers. I'm going to go ahead and do the sides of this paper as well. And I'm going to create my little vertical band here. Now I've got my 2 photos, and I did find a journaling card that I'm going to really enjoy. It says, "Don't be like the rest of them, darling." Now there was actually another one that I really liked as well, but the phrase was in a different spot on the card, and it just wasn't going to fit. I don't remember now if I go back and forth on that in here on camera. I think I might have already picked it by this point, but because I did go ahead and pull out all the ephemeras and kind of sorted through them, because that just took me a minute. And let's see. So I'm going to kind of put these over here. I really love these photos, you guys. I'm not going to lie. I spent the equivalent of a small car, maybe a small used car on her senior pictures. My mama actually had a Yugo back when I was a teenager. Do y'all remember those cars, the Yugo? I think they were only out like 2 or 3 years, and I remember her getting that car. I think she paid $4,900 for that car. That's what I learned to drive in, you guys. It was stick shift. I know how to drive a stick. I'd have to take a little practice at this point, but I learned how. So I've got the little left-hand side of there's a little girl with a dress on. I thought that was really pretty. I've got a peacock down there. On the right-hand side, I'm going to end up with some flowers. I don't know. They look like, are they peonies? Maybe. Not really sure. They're going to go underneath her photo. And then I did pick out the title Unique. I think I've got that down there set aside. I'm not really sure. I can't tell real good on here. It's hard to see. I'll end up putting foam up underneath a bunch of these things, by the way. I'll put foam up underneath the... I'll use like a camera. You can see it down the lower right corner down there. I'll put foam up underneath the top of that. I'm going to put foam up underneath, the main photo, the one where she's kind of touching her face. I put a photo up underneath that, or foam rather. And then I'll put foam underneath some edges of flowers. You'll kind of see in just a second, I think. I think I'll leave it on the camera. Yeah, here's my Unique there. I like that title a lot. And I just think it's just so appropriate, you know. Of course, we're all unique. I mean, I think it's funny when we come up with these uniques and, the titles, and we go, this person's unique or that person's unique. And the reality is everyone is unique. There's a reason for that. I think we're all like, what is it, snowflakes? I think, you hear that analogy sometimes that we're all our own little snowflake, and what I mean by that is we're all different in design and purpose and all that kind of stuff. So... yeah, I'm gluing my Unique down. I've got that camera there. It kind of made sense to me because these were her senior pictures, so I thought that was kind of neat. This is a very, it's got some little vintage pieces. Obviously, the girl with the dress there is kind of like a 1950s dress. This is an antique camera. It's just kind of neat. I'll get some lights in a second on the top up there. You'll see me start pulling down these kind of cool-looking light bulb deals. I just thought they looked neat. They're going to bring down the design in just a minute. I hope I'm not off camera when I do that. I don't think so because I can see the top now. I'm just trying to fit all this stuff in here. I kind of nestle stuff in. Let's see. Oh, I got to get that glued down, my little peacock and all that. I'll glue her down, and I'll glue the bottom half of the peacock in. But I will have to put, I say we'll have to. I put foam up underneath the peacock's head. And then I actually will bring in, I don't know if I see it here. Oh, there it is, the little playing card. There's a little playing card that's a queen. And I'll bring that in. I think that's supposed to be like, Slay Queen or whatever. I'll bring that in. And I'll put a little bit of foam underneath that as well. I'm just trying to create some dimension. Y'all, I had to go downstairs a minute ago to get my afternoon snack because it's an afternoon snack time. And the cat, Oreo, not Saturn. Oreo behaves badly. Saturn usually does not. Oreo had grabbed a bag. I had a gallon bag that we'd had a party on Saturday, and I had some little muffins left over, and I had stuck them in that bag, and they were up on the counter. I go down there, and that cat has dragged that bag onto the floor, has chewed a hole in it, and eaten an entire gingerbread muffin. Who would have imagined cats enjoying gingerbread muffins? But yeah, he darn sure did. He'd eaten that entire muffin. Left the paper. He didn't eat the paper. The paper was clean out. He'd licked it clean, basically. I couldn't believe he did that. Anyways, that has nothing to do with this layout. I just thought that was a funny story I had to share with you guys because nobody else is here for me to tell. So, Y'all get to hear my story. Okay, there's them light bulbs. And I put the foam up underneath the light bulb part. And I'll use my Nuvo glue to glue down like the cord part in just a second. I also found like some wordy bits. There's 2 phrases that I put on here. One of them says, why blend in when you were born to stand out? And the other says, beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. I'll use some like line art flowers up behind all that kind of stuff. And I'll glue those down, and then I'll put the little phrases across in just a second. The one that says why blend in, I'm going to put foam behind it, but I actually just glued the other one down. I kind of like the 2 different levels for the art. Okay, so I've got that going down there. The only thing I do after all this, and I don't know when I cut away here, so apologies for you guys watch all this stuff, but I will bring in those fancy sequins. They're really pretty. Actually, I opened it up and I was like, oh, wow, these are prettier than I actually kind of thought. There's some really pretty, like, big florals. There's, like, some silver ones. There's some pink ones. There's some little regular gold sequins. Little turquoisey blue flowery ones. They're really pretty. So, yeah, here's the one that I'm going to put the foam underneath. I'll use Nuvo glue on the one that says beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. Yeah, these senior pictures, though, I'm not going to lie. She had so many good ones. I guess that's their job, obviously, to take the pictures and then show you everything you want to buy. The way they did it, though, we had like a whole session. I forget how many hours it was. She got hair and makeup included, and you go, and then we did an in-studio session, and then you go on site somewhere else. And we went to, actually we must have gone to 2 places, because I remember I had some with her soccer stuff on like a soccer field, and then we went into Allen and did some at this like little shops area. And so these ones here, the one on the left, the main one where she's touching her face, was in the studio, and the one on the right was actually down in the little shopping area. Most of the pictures I got were color, but these ones were black and white, and I'm really pleased with these. Let's see, here's where I'm gonna pull out these sprinkles. I keep saying sprinkles and I mean sequins, but I guess you do sprinkle them. And I'm gonna pull these out and I'm gonna be like, oh, these are pretty. There's actually some heart ones in here, a little bit bigger, like peach colored hearts, but I decided against using those. I thought about it, but I decided against it. It didn't really have, the peach isn't really on the layout anywhere except for maybe one of the light bulbs, and I don't want to introduce that color, so I have to kind of pick through these just a little bit, although they're all beautiful. And I'll end up using my Nuvo glue and my little wax tip thing to glue these down. And here again, this is where I mentioned in a layout not too long ago that, you think you're going to drop them and sprinkle them. But in this case, I kind of picked and choose. So I didn't just drop and glue this time. And I'm kind of sprinkling those around here. There's that peach heart I mentioned. I don't use it, but eventually maybe I will. Sometimes I think I should use some string and kind of sew those on. My friend Tara over at the Paper Snob, she does a lot of stitching. I just don't have the patience, you guys. And I make such a mess. I just feel like I tangle my string up. I don't know. Sometimes I have to do it because of a challenge, and it actually usually turns out pretty cute, but I don't know. It's more like I don't enjoy the process of it most times, although the end result's usually sometimes worth the process, isn't it? Okay, so I've got all those going on. Let me think, what else? Oh, I know what I'll do after this too. I'll glue all these down. Here I am still picking through these, you guys. Look at all that ephemera stuff I still have left over there too. I don't know. I've got the entire pad and all that ephemera. I'm thinking I might make some cards with it. There's some cute phrases that could be good for cards. So I've got all that down, and I'm going to use some mixed media Lindy Stump Gang. I will tell you my light is really weird here, and I was looking at it, and I thought, what in the world is going on with my lighting? Well, now if you notice on the left-hand side over there, my window is open. The little curtain was a little bit open, not fully, but a little bit, and the afternoon sun comes in that direction, and I realize my camera starts trying to adjust for the lightest light source. I'm like, okay, you think you're smarter than you are. But that's what I'm realizing, that I think when I go dark, it's because there's another light source impacting my lighting. So my apologies, it's a little dark on the right-hand side there, but I do close my window, and you can see that it adjusts actually. So here's the slow down. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a hop, so make sure you check out the description. There will be other people playing along. And again, the ingredient was the 6x6 or 6x8 pad, or technically scraps. And also, she said you don't have to be a scrapbooker to play along in the Facebook group. You can actually be like a card maker or whatever. So go check out that Facebook group if you're interested. And we will see you next time. Bye.